and I started looking for an agent because I was like, I cannot do this.
They saw great potential in you,
Yeah.
and they were like, now, why wait if we see the potential?
Terrible experiences at open auditions, and I didn't like that experience. I didn't like to see my peers going through
Sure.
the experience of waiting in a line since 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes you're not even seen. What was worrisome to me was the fact that as much as I had this knowledge, so many people didn't have the knowledge. So many people didn't have the access to the knowledge, and I started speaking out on social media. Lo and behold, we responded, I think, within hours.
We have the same vision, we have the same, beliefs. Let's join together. Those who don't want to talk to you, screw them. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Real Talk podcast with Andile. I'm not gonna waste any time, guys. As you know that we're doing like the Fame Week specials, like we did last year. But this year is a little bit better because the guests are actually better than last year, I can say. We just finished now with the Minister Gaethje. Now I have a good friend of mine from one of our partners, actually not from one of our partners, from our big brother, I can say, or big brother or big sister, you can call them, which is SAGA, South African Guilds of Actors, you know? So her name is Londiwe Shange. So we met now with Londiwe, and we're talking, and we thought like, listen, we're family. Let's just, sit down and see what we can, talk about. Welcome, Londiwe, to the episode.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I was not prepared for an interview.
I know.
But this is very exciting. Thank you for inviting me to come talk.
Sure, How are you doing?
I'm great. It's been a great 2 days.
Yes.
Cultivating conversations, speaking about industry issues and what else we can fix, networking. It's been really good. Good.
Sure. I mean, I know you, but just for some people that don't know who is, who are you? You know what I mean? What can you tell us about you?
Okay, so Londiwe Shange, or Londi, or Lons, or Londi Lons.
So many of them.
So everybody calls me whatever they want to call me.
So many flavors.
So many flavors.
Yeah.
I'm tiny. I'm short.
Yeah.
I am a filmmaker.
Yeah.
I'm an actress. I'm a writer, producer, director. I'm a saved Christian.
Wow.
And I'm an actors' rights activist.
Yeah.
So most of my work literally is in the art space. Everything that I do is dedicated to enriching the arts, not for myself, but it's honestly because this is what God gave me, and this is where He has directed me to, and I'm doing it. Yeah.
I mean, I love how you're introducing yourself. You can tell that it's you're not just doing it for the sake of doing it. You're doing it for a purpose. Which is something great. And I'm honored to be sitting here with you, because I've heard interviews with people who are just doing things for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Obviously I was expecting that, because knowing SAGA, knowing what SAGA stands for, you know what I mean? So how did you get to know SAGA? How did you become the member of SAGA? How did you meet how long have you been with SAGA, and how did you connect yourself with them?
That's a massive question, but I'm gonna try and just put it into small pieces, break it down a bit. So in 2018, I started off on the journey of my acting career. I graduated back in 2016.
Yes.
I was out of the industry for about a year, and then when I came back in, I decided that I have to pursue the calling, which was acting basically, and I started off with just trying to find auditions. I went to open auditions quite a lot. I had really terrible experiences at open auditions. And I didn't like that experience. I didn't like to see my peers going through
Sure.
the experience of waiting in a line since 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes you're not even seen, or you're only seen in the room for about a minute and you don't even get through your audition when you have stood for hours outside in the scorching heat. You know, some people, they don't even have lunch, they don't have money. You spend money to go to these open auditions. And I was upset. And I started looking for an agent because I was like, I cannot do this. I need to find an agent. Only to find that I'm from KZN. I'm based in Durban. So
Yes, you told me that.
I found out that during the time, there were no ethical agents. There were agents who were asking us to pay ridiculous amounts of money just to join them. And I was like, I am not joining anyone with payment. I know that I don't have to pay. And, but what was worrisome to me was the fact that as much as I had this knowledge, so many people didn't have the knowledge. So many people didn't have the access to the knowledge, and I started speaking out on social media.
Yes.
I was posting whenever there were issues. I was giving up people, giving information on social media. And then I was like, wait a minute, I've done the research. There's something called SAGA. You know, there's something called the South African Girls
When
of
was
Access.
that?
This was back in 2019.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. So I was like, there is SAGA. And I was like, wait a minute, there's SAGA in Cape Town, there's SAGA in Johannesburg. Where is SAGA here in KZN? So I reached out to the chairman of SAGA, Jack Devenarian, and I sent him a message on Facebook, not knowing that, you know, I didn't know if he would respond to me or not. Remember, he doesn't know me.
He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, incredible man.
An amazing guy.
Yeah, he's such an incredible leader as well. So I didn't know, this man doesn't know me for a bar of soap.
Donald Trump once said, I think that was a couple of years ago, that I can stand in the middle of the road and shoot someone, and these people will still like me. So that's what I remember. I was talking about Jack to my wife, and my wife was like, she's like, is this Jack an angel or what? You know, what? You know, like
the aura.
I swear that there's nothing that this Jack can do wrong. You will ever see it wrong as Andile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to beg that Jack is an amazing guy.
Yeah, incredible guy. So I reached out to him. I told him what my thoughts were, and I told him what I think could be done. Lo and behold, he responded, I think, within hours.
Jeez.
I was expecting days, weeks. He responded within hours.
That's Jack.
And then he told me what could be done, told me the challenges with KZN. And then he just said to me, keep sending me stuff. And then I did. I kept sending him stuff, sent him countless emails. And the next thing I heard was, we want to have something in KZN. And we need people to come through. Can you organize that? Can you help us organize that?
Yeah.
We started. We had our first engagement. I think it was at the Durban Film Arts in 2019. And then afterwards, he and Colin said, we want to have something else in KZN, another session in 2020. Early, it was February 2020. We organized that. They said, organize it if you can assist us and find people. And I remember when we had it, we had over 100 people in the room. And there were these incredible people on the panel who were giving out knowledge. People were hungry. And on that day, Jack said, this is incredible. Colin said, how do you feel about being in the Exco? I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, Exco sounds
what
amazing.
Is that?
Sounds powerful.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yeah, of course. And that's how my journey started.
Was that still 2019 or maybe later? Was that still 2019?
That was now early 2020, February 2020.
Okay, so you contacted Jack 2019 to join SAGA.
Yeah.
You joined SAGA 2019.
Not to even join SAGA. It wasn't to join SAGA, but it was to It was for him
Just
to, because I was like, what
to
do
more
I
like
do?
an advocate for you
Yeah,
guys.
I'm like, I don't know
Sure.
what to do.
Yeah, yes.
I need assistance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and
But
then,
we need assistance in the province. Yeah.
so by that time, you were not even the member of SAGA.
At that time, no, I was not a member. Remember, I was just fresh into my career.
Yes.
And I was a bit of an amateur as well. So I was just like, I didn't understand SAGA fully. So I became a full SAGA member in 2020.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you would meet these guys 2019 and then 2020, they making you family.
Yeah, it is a family.
You know what I mean?
Even with
that says a lot about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That says a lot about them. You know what I mean? Because some other people would be like, now, let's give him another 5 years or 4 years. You know what I mean? 2 or 3 years or whatever. They saw great potential in you.
Yeah.
And they were like, now, why wait if we see the potential?
Yeah.
And then you joined you became an exco.
I became an EXCO member, the vice secretary. Actually became the first vice secretary in KZN.
Sure.
For the province. I think I'm the first. I'm the first, and I do want to say that there needs to be someone else and other people who are willing to put up their hands, because Londi is not going to be here forever.
Yes.
So there needs to be a long queue waiting, ready, hungry.
Yes.
Hungry to be in the space, to say,
Yes.
I'm ready to put up my hand and fight for actors' rights. And it's a lot of work, and it needs commitment. Passion alone does not do it.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of commitment. It needs a lot of learning. If someone is willing to learn.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all of that. I learn every day.
I love it. So now, your first task as the SAGA exco. So you went straight on being a SAGA exco, not just a member, but just a SAGA
It's
exco.
an exco, yeah.
So
which
what-
placed me in a very interesting position.
I know, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So I spent the first few months really just trying to understand the terminology that was being used in our exco meetings,
Sure.
because I didn't understand them. So to be speaking about all of these
Yes.
terms, and I'm like,
So what do you do as an exco member?
and we all have different mandates,
Okay.
everyone.
Yes.
So for me as a vice secretary of KZN, because I'm based in KZN, I have several jobs. My first job is to listen to the actor in KZN. That's like first and foremost. That is the most important thing. Listening to the actor in KZN and what the actor in the KZN needs. So being on the ground and interacting with actors, interacting with students, interacting with aspiring actors who don't have access to studying, going to art centers, interacting with actors professional actors. Remember, SAGA represents professional actors.
Yes, yes.
So the whole thing about it is we listen to you, and if you're a student, you are moving up the ladder in terms of being a professional actor.
Yes.
If you are not studying yet, we encourage you to study or to find an art center so that you can become a professional actor. So that's my first job. Then afterwards, obviously, it's always engaging with different stakeholders, engaging with different institutions to find out how we can collaborate with them and provide access to certain facilities for performers. So it involves a lot. It's just but my first job is to listen to the KZN actor.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the toughest one, because our industry is messed up right now.
Oh yeah. The industry is messed up. I think we can always complain about it, but it's not about how messed up the industry is. It's the solutions. It's how do we clean it up.
I love that.
And then how do we make sure that as we're cleaning up, not one person. It's not an individual person cleaning. It's a whole unit that's cleaning up the vomit, basically.
Yes.
We all have to come together and say, when you're cleaning a big community hall,
Yes.
there's one is carrying a brush, one is carrying a mop,
Yes.
one is carrying the broom, it's different people,
Yes.
different tools, basically, to clean up the mess. It's about that.
I love
How
that.
do we have the different tools, the different people with the different tools to clean it up slowly and patiently?
I love that. Do
Yeah.
you want to be an IDA exco? I'm joking. I'm joking.
Not
I'm
yet.
joking.
Not yet.
I'm joking.
Oh, thank you. So,
I'm joking.
technical difficulties, guys. These things happen.
I'm so joking. Okay, cool. So now you do this in Durban. I mean, I love. I can tell that you're passionate about what you are doing, and Saga is blessed to have you.
I'm blessed to be in Saga.
Yeah,
That's
Saga is
incredible honor,
Saga is
really.
really extremely blessed to have you.
Yeah.
Saga is an amazing association. As I was saying, I always say this, and someone said to me that, bro, you're just sucking up on Saga, right? Because I always talk about it. Well, I said, guys, you know that when Ida came, no one wanted anything to do with us but Saga. Saga were the one who said, listen, we want to be part of you. Saga, the South African Guilds of Actors and the Writers Guilds of Actors, they were the only people that would say, listen, we have the same vision, we have the same, beliefs. Let's join together. Those who don't want to talk to you, screw them.
Yeah.
Let's join. If they don't like us because we are with you, screw them. Those are the only people that said those things. Those that thought that no one now at a boss of, that we talk about a lot of things as Ida. Legislation and some other things, a lot of things. What is happening in our industry in Joburg, Cape Town, like in our industry as whole. Some other people don't like it. They hate it.
Yeah.
Especially the legislative situation, because they are so much comfortable with how the industry is at the moment.
Yeah.
They don't want someone to come and formalize our industry, because they like to wake up in the morning and make rules. No one, they won't have to take responsibility to anyone. You know what I mean? Because, what's weird about our industry is that you do this job, you sign this contract, right? You go into another job, you sign a different contract. You go into a different job, you sign a different contract. You know what I mean? Depending on what Netflix or depending on what Disney or what MultiChoice wants. You know what I mean? So when talking about those things, talking about producers hate people like us.
I wouldn't say they hate. That's a strong word.
They hate us.
I don't think they hate.
Because
I think obviously with them as well, there's the perception, of we would be losing out on something.
Yes.
But I think education is also important.
Yes.
And if you're willing to listen in order to be educated on certain aspects, that's great. And if you're not willing to listen, we'll still fight. We fight where it's necessary.
Sure.
And if it's not necessary, we won't fight. But every fight for us is absolutely necessary.
Yes.
So I think also with producers, they have their own mandates. They want to serve, that they want to serve or they need to account to. But it's not
money.
a pushback. Even if they give us pushback, we will push harder.
Yeah.
And it's proven over and over again. We keep proving ourselves that every time we push harder, we always come out tops. We always win.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. We had a member, one of our members. This is like our biggest case that we've done as an IDA. Like our biggest case. That we've taken cases from our members, but this is our biggest case. So one of our members had an issue with, they were fired. She was fired with her team. Apparently, an assistant made a mistake. Then the entire team, then Netflix was like, no, we don't like these people. Told production fired them.
Yeah.
The member of IDA came to us and said, listen, I got fired on this job because of this and this and this and this. We're like, now, that's being unfairly dismissed. We connected the production, said, listen, we calling on behalf of who and who and who and who. They were fired because of this. Can we sit down and talk? Production, they gave us so much ego that you couldn't believe. The ego that was there with those producers. I want to mention them, but I'm not going to mention them, but I want to mention them. The ego was there. We end up going directly to Netflix. But the situation was resolved. She went back to work with some of her assistants, but obviously some didn't go back to work. But those who didn't go back to work, they got paid. You know what I mean? So things like that, that's why they hate us, because we do stuff like that.
Yeah.
We had an email 2 weeks ago, a crew agency member asking us to send a list of our members, I actually sent Jack a message. I said, Jack, this is what is happening. And Jack said, no, don't send them. They are looking for people to blacklist. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, that's that. I believe that you went overseas.
Yeah.
You went to UK, right?
Yes, I had the incredible honor of representing young performers
Sure.
from South Africa in front of world leaders in performance. I went to the UK.
So how did that come about?
So we are under a federation called FIA, which is a federation for unions around the world for performers. And SAGA is in that federation as well. And they wanted to start a separate working group for young performers to groom or to cultivate young leaders, young union leaders within union leadership. So we're not a union, we are a guild, obviously,
Yes.
in South Africa. So we got that message out, and yeah, and then I was asked if I could go, and then I was like, of course, and yeah, I went there.
Who asked you? Is this SAGA?
So SAGA, yeah. So yeah, yeah. it was
So this
SAGA.
came through SAGA.
Yeah, this came through SAGA.
Just
so,
imagine. I mean, to show how amazing are these people. Carlin would have gone there herself, but he said you.
Yes, yes.
But she said,
Oh,
Lodi,
so Colin is my mentor.
you know, I mean, Carlin could have said, damn, another overseas trip. I'll take this one. But she said no.
Yeah.
You know, how
Yeah.
selfless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's also my mentor,
Sure.
especially in terms of leadership.
Sure. So it came through, and then you went there.
Yeah, so it came through, and I went there. I met incredible young people who are leaders in their own unions. We had America there, we had Equity UK, we had Equity New Zealand, we had, I think it was ACTRA. We had so many. I mean, one of my closest allies is from Mexico.
Yes.
And he's we've become such a good family as well, a young family, and they're like brothers and sisters.
Yes.
You know your siblings from like your distant cousin, but you know that they're family. So I that's the type of relationships that we've built.
Yes.
And now I'm being mentored by Equity UK, which is one of the largest unions in the world for performers. So I'm being mentored by them, and not myself alone, but several of us from our young members working group. And so I'm being mentored by Equity UK. It's been an incredible experience, just having that knowledge, and also just being in that position to come back to your country and say, this is what I can do, this is what I can offer to you, and hopefully we can take it forward. And these are the challenges that we're facing now, but this is something that I think it's such a privilege to be in these spaces.
Yes.
When you see the incredible work that people are doing out there, you really start to have your eyes opened, your eyes are peeled to just how fortunate you are. You see how privileged you are, but you also get to see the disadvantages of our industry at the same time. So,
Sure. So what did you? I mean, obviously you've spoken about that. So now you came back. So what was the entire event about, and what did you bring back home to SAGA? Obviously, SAGA sent you there, for a reason.
Yeah. So this year it was about our mentorship, and because we are being mentored by Equity UK, some of us, the two of us, and also we were invited as young members to come together because we only get a few chances to meet physically.
Yes.
We always meet virtually, so we needed to meet physically, and we were invited to come and meet and actually find new strategies and ways for each union to move forward within their own union.
Yes.
What I did come back with for young performers specifically is that everyone wants to work overseas.
Yes.
Actors in South Africa, the goal is to always work overseas. What I came back with was do your research. and find out what is actually happening overseas. Don't think that you have it bad here in South Africa when you have not done research about other countries. Yes, you might want to work in Hollywood, but there are certain aspects of Hollywood that might not work for you. Hollywood is not for everyone,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Research other countries. I think also everyone wants to go to Hollywood and research other countries, the opportunities that lie in other countries. Find out about their unions. Also, I think that's another great takeaway for me was I am part of a guild, the South African Guild of Actors. Already that puts me in the front of line, in the front of the queue, at the front of the queue.
Yes,
Pardon me, at the front of the queue. In terms of opportunities, because I'm part of a guild.
Yes.
Overseas, there are production companies, a lot of production companies that will not cost you if you're not part of a union, an actors union. And if you're teaching yourself that you're not going to be part of a guild now in South Africa, you're really going to struggle overseas.
Yes.
You're really going to struggle. If you're teaching yourself that you're not going to do research about what's happening in your industry here in South Africa, when there's a strike in another country and you're based there as an actor and you haven't done research on what's happening, you're really going to struggle.
Yes, yes.
So the key takeaway was research what is happening in your industry.
Yes.
Don't be idle and just want the opportunities for yourself. This industry is not about self. It's literally about giving to other people.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, Londi, we're not going to be long there. Thank you so much for your time.
Yay.
I mean, now at least we get to know each other a little bit better.
Yes,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Because we belong into the same family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
You know, Saga and Ida, we have the same values, same belief, same principles.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe that Saga is doing an event. I think later this month with the Cathradas, the racism thingy.
Yes, the racism.
Yes. So we've been
panel discussion that's going to be taking place here in Cape Town.
Ida has been invited to be part of that.
Yes.
I love how Colin said that, Andile, you have to be there.
You have to be.
You have to be there. You know, I'm glad. You know, I would cancel anything for that.
Yeah.
You know, I would cancel anything to be part of that.
It's I think also there are certain topics that people shy away from,
Yes.
and industry shies away from, and we are bringing these conversations to light. These are, this is the reality that people are facing.
You know what, Londi?
Yeah.
Some other people, they misunderstand what sometimes when I speak about such issues. I always tell people my mentors were white people. I have a good relationship with a guy called Gary Bieber. Gary Bieber is an owner of one of the biggest crew agencies in South Africa called the Radical Crew. I have a good relationship. I was talking to him the other day. You know how much I appreciate what he has done for me. You know, but that doesn't take away my experiences and other experiences some of other black crew members have went through in our industry. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? And I was talking to Gary about this, and Gary understands. He's not upset about me about that. He understands those things that they are there. Because to think that those things are not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I give, for instance, a guy called Martin Palmer. He's the first AD. You know, the guy who took me from being a first AD. Now I'm a full-time director.
Yeah.
There are so many people who took me as a videographer. Now I'm a DOP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those people are white. I always give my props to those people, and they love me. And we maintain our relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I talk about those issues, some other people, they be like, I'm like, no, because of, it doesn't mean, you know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
It's the same. What Sia was saying the other day, my partner was saying that in Joburg, it's the same issue with black people. Black people are mistreating other black people badly in the film industry.
Power dynamics.
Exactly, power dynamics in the film industry. You know what I mean? Those things that we need to talk about. But anyway,
Absolutely.
Londi, do you have any last few words, from you, Saga?
Well, if you're an actor, just know that you're never alone. And remember, I always say that you don't have a voice, but you have voices who are willing to stand with you and fight with you.
Amen.
And for you.
Amen.
And always just know that as a performer, you are in this world for a purpose.
Yes.
And whether the purpose it is to tell stories through film, through theater, whatever medium that you need to tell stories through, just always remember that it's not for you.
Exactly.
It's not for you. It's about the world.
I love it.
And you need to respect that, respect your craft.
Sure.
If you respect your craft, you will always understand where we come from as a guild.
I love that. So lastly, if anyone wants to know more about Saga's memberships,
we have a website that's www.SA Guild of Actors, or you can just type out South African Guild of Actors on the web. The website will pop up, and then click on that link, you'll find it there. We are also on Instagram at SA Guild of Actors, and also on Twitter. Just search SA Guild of Actors, you'll find us there. Facebook, South African Guild of Actors. But if you want to know about membership specifically, just go into the website. All of the information is there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That was Londiwe Shange. Shange, am I saying it right? Shange. Shange. That was Londiwe Shange, guys. On another episode, special episode at the Fame Week Africa. Thank you so much, Londi. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Andile.
Thank you.